You've heard of the American Revolution, but did you know there was a secret betrayal that nearly destroyed it before it even began? Today we uncover the shocking, forgotten story of the American general who almost gave independence away. Uncovering America's strangest and forgotten real stories. Before we begin, comment below. Do you think America's freedom was pure luck or the result of hidden secrets? It was the summer of 1776. The air over Philadelphia was heavy with fear, gunpowder, and hope. The colonies were preparing to stand against the greatest empire on earth, Great Britain. The Declaration of Independence had just been signed. People were cheering, flags were waving, but behind closed doors, not everyone believed this rebellion would succeed. Some whispered, "It's suicide." And among those whispers stood a man who history would call both a hero and a traitor. His name was Benjamin Arnold. Arnold wasn't born a villain. In fact, in 1775, he was one of America's most fearless commanders. He led daring missions, captured British forts, and risked his life for the dream of freedom. Soldiers called him the bravest man in Washington's army. George Washington trusted him completely. But as battles raged, something darker began to grow inside Arnold: resentment. Despite his victories, Congress refused to promote him. Other generals, less experienced, less successful, were rising faster. He was insulted, humiliated, and accused of corruption. And that's when the betrayal began. But here's where things get strange. While the world saw Arnold as a war hero, he was secretly meeting with British spies in candlelit rooms and coded letters written in invisible ink. His message to them was simple: "I'm ready to switch sides for the right price." By 1779, the war had dragged on for years. Arnold's debts were rising, his pride was broken, and across the battlefield, the British saw an opportunity. Enter Major John Andre, a charming British officer and master spy. He offered Arnold a deal. If he handed over the American fort at West Point, one of the most strategic positions in the entire war, he would be paid £20,000, millions in today's money, and given a high rank in the British Army. Arnold agreed. He began secretly altering troop movements, weakening defenses, and feeding false reports to Washington, all while pretending to be loyal. He even told his wife, Peggy Shippen, a former British sympathizer, about the plan. Together, they built a cover so convincing that no one suspected a thing. Until one night, everything went wrong. But what happened next shocked everyone. On September 23, 1780, 3 American soldiers were patrolling near Tarrytown, New York. They stopped a man dressed as a civilian, nervous, sweating, carrying a leather satchel. Inside, they found maps of West Point and letters signed by Benjamin Arnold. The man was Major John Andre. The plan was exposed. When Washington discovered the truth that one of his most trusted generals had tried to sell out the revolution, he was speechless. Arnold fled before he could be caught. He escaped to a British ship on the Hudson River, leaving his wife behind, hysterical and terrified. The news spread across America like wildfire. The name Benjamin Arnold became the ultimate symbol of treason. Washington ordered Andre to be executed as a spy, hung, not shot, despite his pleas for mercy. But Arnold? He lived. He was rewarded by the British, promoted to brigadier general, but never respected. Even his new comrades called him a coward. When the war ended, Arnold moved to London. He tried to rebuild his life, but no one trusted him. He died alone, sick, and hated by both sides. But here's where things get even stranger. What if Arnold's betrayal wasn't purely for money? What if it was something deeper, something orchestrated? Some historians believe Arnold was manipulated by Peggy Shippen and British intelligence long before the deal. They claim she acted as a psychological weapon, feeding him doubts, pushing him toward betrayal. Others argue Washington knew about Arnold's secret talks, but let them continue to expose the entire British spy network. No documents confirm it, but the timing fits too perfectly. Was it all part of a larger plan, or just one man's pride destroying everything he fought for? In an old letter found decades later, Arnold wrote something chilling. "Had I been treated with justice, I would have served my country faithfully." Even in betrayal, he believed he was the victim. And here's the irony. If Arnold hadn't been such a brilliant soldier in the beginning, America might never have survived the early years of war. The man who almost destroyed America had once saved it. Today, no American military base bears his name. No statues stand in his honor. But in West Point, there's a monument for fallen generals, and one space intentionally left blank. No name, no plaque, just empty stone. That blank space is for Benjamin Arnold, a silent reminder that even heroes can fall, and sometimes the greatest enemy hides behind a familiar flag. This was just one forgotten American betrayal, a story buried beneath the fireworks of independence. But there are more. Secret plots, lost documents, unexplained explosions, hidden cover-ups, all waiting to be uncovered. If you love forgotten American history, you'll love what's coming in the next story, Even Stranger. Subscribe now, because the next story is even stranger. Uncovering America's strangest and forgotten real stories. Subscribe, comment, and stay curious.